quick update on this travesty that we call an election. We are 24 hours, nearly 24 hours since the polls have closed on the Eastern Seaboard, and we still don't have not just an election on a president, but we got 3 states sitting on the East Coast that has not been called. Pennsylvania should have been called last night. North Carolina should definitely have been called, and Georgia should definitely have been called. I feel like these states are being held up for something. Anytime it gets close with any state, when as far as a blue state goes, it's immediately called. Not one state where where Joe Biden is possibly going to be the winner, is it held up. Not one state, not one. Wisconsin is a travesty. Wisconsin is, I'm rubbing it in your face that we are rigging this election. So last night, before I went to bed, it was about 3 or 4 o'clock, Donald Trump had nearly a 200,000 vote lead in Wisconsin and a 100,000 vote lead in Michigan. Then when I wake up this morning, Joe Biden has gained the lead. Now, 100,000 votes, you can eliminate a 100,000 vote lead, but a 200,000 vote lead? So they said that they found 138,933 ballots. Out of those 138,933 ballots, 138,933 of those ballots belong to Joe Biden, and only Joe Biden. Not a single vote for a third-party candidate, not a single vote for Trump, not even a write-in for somebody else, like just Big Bird. Every single vote was for Joe Biden. They just came out of nowhere. And what did Donald Trump post on his page about 30 minutes to an hour before this happened? He said, I'm not going to sit here and tolerate a government that is sitting here trying to rig an election to the point of where they're going to just find this big box of ballots and Joe Biden takes a state. Well, everybody started giving him crap, Fox News especially. Fox News is just dumping all over him. They're like, he's just talking. Basically, there's like, he's talking out the crack of his butt. And what happens? 30 minutes to an hour later, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Now, Joe Biden is on the way to winning this election. But when you look at these states that he is leading in, Wisconsin is going to be a recount. Wisconsin is going to have one of the biggest lawsuits probably ever slapped on them in the history of probably elections. Alaska is, of course, going to go to Trump. They don't mind giving that one because it's only 4 votes. Pennsylvania, they're going to go ahead and probably let Trump have it. They're just waiting to make sure they get Michigan. And once they see whether or not they're going to be able to get Nevada, then they'll go ahead and say, go ahead, Trump, you can have North Carolina and Georgia. That's why they're holding Pennsylvania, because Democrats are like, we might need it. Because if Donald Trump wins Nevada, it's only a 8,000 vote margin. And all the Republican counties are the ones that have not been accounted for yet. The same thing going on in Michigan. All the Republican areas are not even showing a report of ballots being entered yet. So if They steal this election, which is exactly what is happening before our eyes, guys. I don't care. If Donald Trump is to come back and win, I'm still not happy with this election and how it went. Because let me tell you something, if they don't steal it this time, you damn sure better put your bottom dollar. They will steal it next time. You cannot have, it just doesn't coincide with all these states. The Republicans are gaining seats on the Senate. They're gaining seats in the House. But yet Donald Trump is losing? It makes no sense. You've got to wake up. And to the people that are sitting here and they're celebrating this, understand, you're on possibly the winning edge of this illegal, treasonous, false election. You might be on the winning side this time, but next time you may be on the losing side. Because, there is an old saying, if you can't beat them, join them. And at this point, I believe that the silent majority has sat back and watched our towns get destroyed. They've sat back and watched Trump just get trashed and we get talked about. Trump supporters are talked about daily on these news media outlets. We're scum. We're the ones out here rioting, not the left. And you know what? At some point, we're going to be like, oh, you know what? Game on. If that's the way we're going to go, game on. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. But I tell you this, I wouldn't be surprised. I won't be surprised whatsoever. This is the most heinous attack as far as domestic. I mean, people all the time, they roll their eyes like if you tell them 9/11 was an inside job, then you don't know what you're talking about. Look at this. Look at what is happening right now. This is an inside job. This ain't Russia. Hell, it's China. It's China backed, money wise. But this ain't China over here doing this. This is domestic people. These are everyday Joe Blow people that go to work for the post office, work for the polls and stuff like that, who have been approached or have been paid off. Who knows? Get rid of these ballots. Now people are starting to find out that they go online to check to see if their vote went through, and they're coming to find out that their vote was not counting. It's happening a lot in the left states like California, Oregon, Washington. Understand that Oregon just passed a law to where they have legalized methamphetamine and cocaine and heroin. They have legalized stuff that can kill you in an instant. That's where we are. That is where we are. So, I don't know if I'll go. I mean, I might go back live if something dramatic happens. But if Trump can regain Nevada, he'll win. Nevada is the state that we need to worry about, not Michigan. I mean, it would be great if we could get Michigan, but I don't see it happening. Nevada is the state that we need. If he is to win, he needs Nevada. It's the closest race out of all of them. So, if he doesn't win Nevada, then it's over. It'll be Joe Biden. There will be a lot of lawsuits. There'll be a lot of recounts. There'll be a lot of Supreme Court. And in my opinion, this is the most phony, horrendous election in the history of the United States. And they're not even trying to hide it. That's the part that disturbs me. They're not even trying to hide it. They are showing you. Guys, go and look at any graph of any election, of anything. It don't even got to be politics. Just anything. Anything. When you see a graph, even when you're doing good for a business, what's that graph do? It does that, right? Up, down, straight, down, up, down. There is never, ever been an election to where one candidate is doing this crap right here, and then right here comes the guy that's winning. You're doing like this here, then all of a sudden, that's what happens. Joe Biden just shot up. But guys, I will be back with y'all. We'll talk more about it. Stay vigilant. Don't take this laying down, nor will Trump, and nor should you. It's going to be a long one, but pray, and we'll see how it goes. And man, we've got to have some fairness, and right now I'm not seeing it. But guys, y'all stay positive. We'll see what happens. But either way, we will move on. We'll move